Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to another Thoughtful Thursday. We are extremely delighted that you chose to join us this evening, as we are in for another exciting and stimulating session. This month's Thoughtful Thursdays are being brought to you by NAPS, the New Providence Association of Principals of Public Secondary Schools, and our dynamic president is Dr. Virginia Romer. As administrators and leaders in our respective schools, we can all attest to the fact that motivation awakens excitement, energy, and positive expectations. Getting motivated is one of the most important steps towards accomplishing a task. When individuals are motivated, they feel that they can accomplish great feats. Our topic for this evening's session is motivating and mentoring your inner circle, the admin team. I am your moderator, Shannon Rule, principal of St. George's High School, located in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Bahamas, the most northern island in our chain of islands. I've been an educator for 23 years, holding administrative positions for 22 years, and have served as principal for the last 6 years. I bring you greetings from the beautiful waters of Long Island.
Good night, fellow educators. I am coming to you live from a flock of flamingos on the beautiful island of Inagua. I am Andrew Dane, moderator as well, and also principal of Anatole Rogers High School. Our motto is a quality school producing quality students. I am the treasurer of the New Providence Association of Secondary School Principals. I am a 29-year veteran educator. My discipline is mathematics, and I've served in the classroom as a teacher and principal in various family islands. Well, folks, that's me. Let us now move into our breakout rooms so that we can tell each other what we have put in place to motivate and mentor our admin team. And that's the topic tonight. What have you put in place to motivate and mentor your admin team?
I'm assuming that everybody is back from their breakout rooms. Welcome back, everyone, from your breakout rooms. I am sure that they were lively and informative. Andrew, in my breakout room, we had participants from Trinidad, St. Lucia, and the Bahamas all sharing. And they shared excellent strategies that they have used to motivate and mentor their admin teams. They mentioned succession planning, providing autonomy, giving administrators opportunities to learn additional job responsibilities. And St. Lucia mentioned something that I love. They utilize principal for a day, where administrators assume that role on a rotation basis for 1 day. I love that idea, Andrew. What was discussed in your breakout session, Andrew?
Well, in my breakout session, the persons there was a little bit shy tonight. They didn't say much. I think we had participations from 2 persons, but they give very good advice in terms of how we can go ahead and motivate our admin team. One of them was to give them a little tiny achievable goals that you can reward them for throughout the year. But we would have mentioned too that even with our admin team, one of the most important ways we could motivate our inner circle is by recognizing and rewarding their achievements. And as principals, you can also set, like I said, small achievable goals to motivate during the academic year. But at this time, Shannon, as I stand in this beautiful garden of our national flower, the yellow elder, it is my pleasure now to introduce to you Mr. Dominic Jeremiah as he comes to give our presidential talk. Mr. Jeremiah is the principal of Presentation Brothers College in Grenada and has served in this administrative capacity since 2001 to the present. He has been an educator for over 34 years and has taught both in the United States and in his home country, Grenada. He is currently the president of the Grenada Association of Principals of Secondary Schools. His academic achievements include an associate, bachelor's, and master's degree in various disciplines. He is happily married to Miss Jennifer Jeremiah, and together they have 5 sons and 2 daughters. He continues to be actively involved not only in education, but in his church and his local community. Let us please welcome Mr. Jeremiah.
Good evening, colleagues from across the region. Those of us who have had some experience as educational administrators can confidently admit that the old adage, "No man is an island," is in fact true. The teachers who are in the engine room of our schools, our closely knitted team, call them SMT or inner circle, depend on the principal for the energy, for challenging the team to see together, for taking the first step in the direction of uncharted waters, for summoning the will to make things happen. Therefore, it is critical that we take a special interest in their well-being, in their personal and professional growth. It is critical to keep in mind that as mentors and motivators of our management teams, it is not necessary that we always have the answers. However, we have to set up the conversations, explore the options, articulate the visions, or massage the argument in such a way that we help our inner circle to discover the answers to their concerns and to challenge us. The greatest gift that a principal can give to his inner circle is the ability to see inside themselves. The confidence that no matter what happens, they have the ability to overcome it. We have to be committed to giving them the freedom to explore, to lead, to try new things, to experiment with new ideas and initiatives so that they can discover the true potential inside of themselves. A mentor is someone who allows his or her teammates to see the highest part of themselves when sometimes it becomes hidden to their own view. Sean Hitchcock once said that a mentor empowers a person to see a possible future and believes that it can be obtained. As principals, we mentor and motivate in three fundamental ways. A, through a collective reflection on what is in the interest of the common good of the school community, informed by research and data. We envision where we want to go. We see the future. B, we stimulate a commitment to that vision, what is seen. And C, we unleash the intestinal fortitude to step out in faith to action, to do, to make it happen with the rest of the team. The mentor, even when he or she is unsure, must exude purpose and confidence about the vision while taking the first step. Roy T. Bennett was absolutely right when he penned, "It's only after you've stepped outside your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform." Every opportunity that we provide for our inner circle, our management team to step outside their comfort zone is a moment of new insight. They see things with different lenses. They grow because they have to take action that they may not have taken before, and they make the community of the school a more dynamic place for students, for teachers, and parents to be their best. They transform. So it is true that mentors don't always have all the answers, but they can help the inner circle find their own answers. Enjoy our Thoughtful Thursday, and remember to sign up for Trinbago CAPS Conference 2021.
No man is an island. Thank you, President Jeremiah, for emphasizing the importance of challenging our admin teams to discover their true potential through reflection, envisioning, and unleashing, and for providing opportunities for them to step outside their comfort zones. Thank you so much for sharing.
Well, colleagues, I'm now at beautiful Atlantis here in Nassau. I hate to leave, but we must now lighten the mood with our moment of movement. As hard-working educators, it is easy to become tired and overcome with so much to do that you forget to take care of yourself. However, a beautiful scenery helps to take away the troubles of the day. Our moment of movement is coming to us from the beautiful island of St. Salvador with physical education teacher Stephen Brown and his students.
Workout down in San Salvador. Watch it now. You ready? You ready? Okay, anybody can do this. This from 5 years old to 20 years old, from 20 years old to 40 years old, from 40 years old until you die. Let's go, team. Let's open up. Let's open up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, switch it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. What we got? What we got? What we got? What we got? Okay, open up, open up, open up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. begin. Huh? Okay, okay, let's go, punch out. Open and close. Ready, 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 go, go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Out of go, ready, go, Ken. Okay. Yeah, one more. If you get over 60, just take it light. What you got? What you got? Okay, we're gonna kick your legs down. Okay, let's bring it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh boy, okay. He's wiring down now. What we got? What we got now? Okay. We're gonna run over this now. We're gonna run over this now. We do it 3 times, okay? Only 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, good, good, good. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Take a deep breath. Out. Deep breath. In. Out. One more time. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very good, very good. Okay, okay, okay. Breathe in. Last one now. Last one. You gotta finish so we can come and do it again. In. Let it out. In. Let it out. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, to go, where to go, where to go. And we out here. Peace, love, and joy.
Andrew, I thought that the waters of Eleuthera were much prettier than Long Island. So I flew all the way to Eleuthera, but I see that San Salvador waters are so beautiful. Just watching and listening to the sound of the waves was relaxing and did wonders in loosening me up after a long day. The movement would definitely have helped. To Mr. Brown and his students, great job.
Well, my brothers and sisters, I'm back after catching this big blue marlin, which is our national fish. Boy, that was a catch. But let's not get distracted. Let me introduce our guest speaker for tonight, Ms. Dressler Sherman. Dressler Sherman, our presenter, is no stranger to educational leadership in the Bahamas. She is a former district superintendent and professional educator who has served in many areas of education. She has a master's degree in educational leadership from Kent State University. She strongly believes that school improvement requires quality leadership and that more focus must be placed on professional leadership opportunities for school administrators. And now, more than ever in this post-COVID environment, schools need leaders who can empower and motivate all stakeholders. Ms. Sherman is no stranger to me either. She was my principal for a few years as I taught mathematics at the R.M. Bailey High School. I can't say I was the best teacher at the time, but I sure respected her. She had a passion for teaching and getting the job done. Let us welcome Ms. Dressler Sherman.
Thank you. On my end, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Mr. Chairman, we are no longer hearing you if you're speaking and your camera is off. You want to just turn on your camera. We heard you when you asked just now if we can hear you, but I'm no longer hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. That's great. Still can't see you, but I can hear you.
Okay, and after I want to introduce my topic, and then we will share the screen, okay?
Yeah, but I still cannot see you.
Oh, well, I have to go on because, you know, only 15 minutes they gave me. Should I just speak?
Are you having a challenge turning on your camera?
I thought it was on.
Ah,
Okay.
there you are.
Okay, must have gone off. Okay, again, I want to say thank you to Mr. Dean for that wonderful introduction. As he said, I'm retired, but I was asked to share some of, I guess, my experiences with colleagues. But I want to especially say thank you for the invitation to share with administrators, especially those in the Caribbean. And I think it's such an excellent idea to reach out and share experiences with your professional colleagues. And so I want to commend you for the vision to create this professional learning environment and to encourage it, which encourages administrators to come together to share best practices and strategies for improved productivity in schools. And for that, I give you A for effort. So all school leaders can give themselves a round of applause. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And now my topic is motivating and mentoring your inner circle. And so I just want to give you a basic overview because we only have a couple minutes. Our focus then is to look at quality leadership, to look at you, the leader. What kind of a leader are you? How are you leading? And why would anyone want to follow you, the leader? And then what are some of the strategies? What are some of the qualities that you should possess to make your team feel comfortable in their working environment? And I want to just share very briefly what I believe about leadership. One, I think leadership matters. And two, leadership comes with great responsibilities. And today there's a great demand for bold, new leadership in our schools. And I believe the leadership challenge that you face today, I mean, it's immense in COVID and virtual and digital. It's a new age, a new time in school leadership. And I think the expectations for school leaders, the expectations are very, very high. And so I believe as the leader, it is your responsibility to help others develop and grow. And so what I would like to do now is to share the screen. Can I share now?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Because I want to use the slides to show quickly some of the things that, this is a PowerPoint that we did. And this will help us to understand leadership. But just before, I want to say that to meet some of these expectations that we have for school leadership, we have to look at some of the qualities which will help the team to develop and have confidence in their leaders. And while there are many things that we will go through, I want to emphasize that character counts, that you must have integrity and be honest and trustworthy. Because if you want to build trust, and if you want your team to follow you, they must believe in you. And that comes when you have character and integrity. The second thing that's very, very important as a leader is that you have knowledge, that you have the confidence, that you have the knowledge to share with your people. And with this knowledge comes good judgment. And confidence is something that leaders must have if people are going to believe that you can do the job. And so the third thing that I want you to focus on is having the courage to make a difference and to make the tough decisions. Regardless of anything else, the leader must have character, knowledge, have good judgment, and have the courage to make those decisions that will make a difference. And so, because I only have a few minutes, I'm going to now let some of the slides speak for us, okay? And so, let me make sure I go here. Okay. Our focus then is looking at effective school leadership. What is it? And how do we create effective teams in our schools? How do we achieve this? And what we're looking for are leaders who are worthy to follow and leaders who are willing to help others grow. Remember, when you become a leader, the success is not about you, it's about helping others. And so as a leader, you have an awesome responsibility to help grow the next generation of leaders. And so the big question is, what kind of a leader are you? What are you doing that's right or wrong that will motivate? Are you worthy to follow? Can you motivate and mentor your team? Do you have what it takes to be the team leader? Now, what kind of leader are you? Are you a micromanager? In other words, everything must pass through you. And at the end of the day, how do you feel? How does your team feel? Are they happy? Are they contented? Is the work environment stressed out? How do you make them feel as the leader on your side? Are you the big boss? Are you the kind of leader where everything must come through you? You're large and in charge. No one gets to have an opinion because you're in charge. Do you believe in collaboration? Do you work as a team? Do you allow your people to have input? You dialogue? Do you have feedback? Or are you a leader of excellence? And this is what who we're looking for. We are looking for leaders of excellence who can motivate, evaluate, and who can model the behavior for their team. Now, do you have what it takes? Let's look at the leader in you. First of all, I want you to just look quickly at why leaders fail. And I pick arrogance. You can look quickly, or you can do this as an exercise, why you think many leaders, many of our leaders fail. And if we look very quickly, lack of trust, excessive criticism of staff, making excessive demands on your workers, unfair treatment, negative attitude. You know, sometimes you're talking to persons and it isn't what they say, it's how they say it, it's how they make you feel. Sometimes you feel like they throw you under the bus. And then there's arrogance. They believe that they know it all and they don't need your support until they need your support. Their inability to learn from mistakes. Lack of relationship building skills. And this is key if you're going to mentor and motivate your team. You must have interpersonal skills. You must be able to relate to your team. Lack of openness to new ideas. Well, in this COVID environment, if you are not prepared to share, to listen, to receive advice, because many of the old guards don't have the technical skill. You might have the cognitive competence, but I'm sure some of you didn't have the technical skills. And if you lack initiative, lack of accountability and transparency. So these are some of the reasons why some of our leaders fail, why teams fail. because our leaders do not respond to the current situation and they're not open to new ideas from their team. I want you to look very closely at this, why leaders fail. Here's something that sums up poor leadership. It's been brought to my attention that you've been doing a lot of unpaid overtime, coming in early, going home hours after everybody else has left the building. As a worker is working overtime. I know you're as concerned about the business as I am. As your manager, I can't let you carry on without taking some action. So here's a bill for the extra utilities you've been using, lighting, heating, and a nominal charge for use of the toilet facility. This is precisely the kind of leadership that we want to avoid in our schools. And if you're going to be a successful, effective leader, these are what I call the 6 C's. You must have character, competence, courage, communication skills, commitment, and most of all, calmness. When you are a leader, sometimes your strength is in your calmness. When there's a situation and they're looking to the leader, you can be the one who is raised up, who is excited, because you should have the experience to bring calm, to be strategic, to be decisive, to have good judgment. And you do that when you are calm, when you are at your best. Now, do you love your work? Because to succeed as a leader who is worthy to follow, you have to love your work. And we want to know what keeps you motivated. How do you rekindle your passion? Because if you're not passionate, if you don't love what you do, you can't give what you don't have. And your people will see that you're not enthusiastic. You are not excited about your job. You know, when I worked and people asked me about my job, I said, I love my job. I'm the best worker they ever had. And so it's important that you motivate your team through your actions and what you do. Who is your mentor? Who inspires you? I want you to think for 2 minutes who the best boss, the best principal you ever had, because that is the person, the boss that you should try to be or to be better. And so you look at who mentored you, who helped you, who inspires and who motivates you. How did they do it? And we need to take some of those things into practice. Now, one of the best examples, as a strategic team builder, leader, you have to stop the blame game, lead by example, practice the art of self-reflection. Look at yourself. What am I doing? Am I doing this right? Am I leading this team? What kind of supportive culture do we have in the workplace? And a supportive culture simply means that you are present, that you're willing to support your team, that you partner with them, and you're not a critic, you're a motivator. You have to be a mentor. Even if you're going to reprimand, it is through coaching. People need to know that you know their worth, their value, their contribution to the team. And here are some of the things that you can do. First of all, you have to believe in yourself and your ability to be the team leader. And then you must work to build trust. And as I said, trust comes when your team know that you're honest, you're fair, and then you show care. And care means you're asking, how are you doing? You're not asking it and running, you're asking it because you want to know. You have to show respect. And respect means that everybody has a role to play on our team. Make decisions based on consensus, be engaged. You know, you don't just pass someone by without acknowledging. And one of the most important things you can do is get to know each other, help everyone to win. And if you have someone on your team that's not working out You cannot. Sometimes we have to get rid of toxic teammates because what they do is infiltrate the team. Okay, what are you looking for in your team? Don't judge a team member before you get to know them. And very often, we find that there are persons who, I don't like that person. Do not judge a team member before you get to know. Recognize and reward hard work. The next thing you can do is delegate. Never put off until tomorrow what you can get someone else to do today. When you delegate and you share the work, people realize that you trust them, you have confidence, you believe in them. Ask for feedback and ask for help when you need it. Stop thinking that you're the boss, you know everything, you can do it all. No, that is why you have a team. Their opinion matters, and they would love to know that their input is being valued. I want you to know that your words matter. Be truthful and honest with your words. If you don't have the answer, say so. But as the leader, you must know where to find it. And when you evaluate, the person must feel appreciated. And a person who feels appreciated will always do more than expected. And do not use evaluation to get back at your team members. The takeaway is, we're not a team because we work together. You're a team because you respect, trust, and care for each other. There's no magic solution in this, but you have to realize as a team that you're all in this together. And my challenge to you is to be a good leader. The world is changing and leaders must be prepared to change and be flexible in leadership. And if you're a good leader, you have to enjoy the job and show enthusiasm for the work. Your energy is what you give them. Do not micromanage. Help your team members to grow professionally. Communicate, talk about what is going on, what's working, what isn't working, and reward and recognize them for their hard work. These are some of the things in our 15 minutes that I think a good leader can do, and how you can motivate your team. And so my challenge to you tonight is to be a good leader. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ms. Sherman, thank you so much for sharing your wealth of knowledge and experience with us. As you shared, leadership matters and comes with great responsibility. I do believe that. We must become leaders that are worthy of following, as you said, character, calmness, commitment, confidence, and courage are qualities that we must possess. Thank you for equipping us with various strategies that we can use to keep our members and the team itself motivated and functioning effectively. Colleagues, I have been traveling back and forth between the various islands of the Bahamas, and I've finally settled so that I can soak up the sun and the lovely waters of Exuma. We will entertain a few questions as time permits. While Andrew looks at the chat for questions, I would like to ask the first question, Ms. Sherman. Andrew would have shared that you were his principal for a few years. Do you have any specific strategies you have found effective in mentoring and motivating male administrators?
Well, male or female, they're all looking for the same thing, to be valued, to know that their contribution matter, that they matter. And we have to be our authentic selves. Whether you're male or female, we're looking at who you are and what you bring to the team. And so I don't think we look at it. One of the challenges we have is that no one trained you to be a leader. You think about it, you're not trained. And so it's important that those of us who know and went through the transition to become leaders understand what that experience is, and that we share and help those under us not to make the mistake. like I said, it was just a couple of minutes. One of the things that I exercised that we would do, if you to think of the best boss, the best leader you had, and you try to be that person or learn from that person, or think of the worst team you've been on. Think of the worst leader and what that person did. And you said, no, that's not leadership. I don't want to follow that. And I find sometimes with the boss video that I show, there's some people who think they're the boss, they're large and in charge. And it's what I say goes. And they don't realize that's the first way of turning somebody off. So you must have the interpersonal skills to know that my strength, your weakness, my weakness, your strength. Another mistake sometimes that leaders do, they don't trust enough the new persons or persons appointed. If you're appointed as my senior mistress, yes, it's your first appointment. My job is to help train you, not to criticize or to say, I don't want. And sometimes we judge before we get to know the person. And in this time of COVID, especially in the rapid changes, the changes that are going on, we need every hand on deck. Because, for example, 2 years ago, we didn't know what Zoom was. Everybody is Zooming. I mean, look at how beautiful the Bahamas look tonight, and look at the excellent job you and Andrew are doing hosting this. To our colleagues in the Caribbean, I am so pleased to see that we're connected, that we're all in this together. And that's the focus for any administrative team. We're not a team because we sit down and we look good. No, we have to believe, trust, and work with each other. And so building team is important to the success of schools. And if you don't have teams, you see where it begins to crumble, because we cannot manage by being in silos.
Excellent. Andrew, are there any questions in the chat?
Yeah, one of the questions in the chat is, how can we remove the toxic person from the team without causing conflict? How can we do that, Ms. Sherman?
Well, two things with toxic people. First of all, I believe in confronting the person and finding out precisely what is going on with that person. I'll give an example. I remember I had a teacher that came to a school where I was, who really didn't want to teach, didn't want to be there, was asking to go. And at his other school, he never even went. He just went in class, no participation. And he came to the school where I am as principal. I said to him, listen, I'm going to use your name, Mr. Dean. I said, listen, Mr. Dean, I understand, now listen to me carefully, your reputation precedes you. And everybody knows how you acted in the other school. You're here with me now. Let me tell you what I expect. This is all I want. Come to school, come every day, teach your people, children. You're being paid for that. That's it. Come every day. Now, you don't want to be here. Let me give you another point. I will be your biggest advocate in getting you out of here. But in the meantime, you are assigned. This is what I expect. And one of the things that I do with people like that, make an effort, an extra effort to pass by, good morning, how are you? You know, make them feel inclusive. And it came to the point, he came to staff meetings, he sat in the back, he spoke to me, he talked. And at the end of the year on the evaluation, I wrote, while he did his work, he doesn't want to be here. And every effort ought to be made to place him elsewhere. And so that's how I'm saying, I'm not necessarily mean sort them out, but if they can't buy into your vision, they're not supportive, and you would have done everything. And it's a hindrance, because if teachers don't understand what is going on with that person, it brings the morale down when that person isn't doing what he or she is supposed to do. Even on the administrative team, if you have someone who's being paid to do administrative work, but they're never there, they're not performing, it brings down the morale of your team. You see?
Another question that we have in the chat, Ms. Sherman, is it seems as the leader must be flawless. Is this realistic?
No, not flawless. That's not the perception. The leader must have certain qualities that give you confidence in my leadership. It isn't flawless. For example, that's why I just picked 3. You must have character. I can't be wishy-washy. One day I'm telling you this, and the next day I tell you that. I have to have integrity. You have to know that when Ms. Sherman says something, that she means it. If she doesn't have the answer, she knows where to go. I ought to be able to say, Andrew Dean, I don't know that. I don't know. But you expect a certain level of professionalism from me. You expect me to be honest. You expect me to have integrity. So it's not flawless, but you also expect me to come with some knowledge, because how can I be your boss and I don't know anything about the job? So leaders must make sure, prepare themselves now, not only the cognitive competence, as we like to say, but you need to have the technical skills to assist. I mean, right now, everything is a Zoom meeting. How do you cooperate? There's some leaders who don't meet with their team except virtual. So if I am the only one, I'm the principal, and I don't know how to connect, I don't know how to unmute my mic, I don't know how to do a Zoom meeting, I cannot lead you from behind. You want a leader who's up front. When you put me out there to speak for you, how you want me to speak? You want me to look like an idiot? No. You want me to represent you. You want, when I finish, you say, that's my principal. Ms. Sherman, I'm playing with them. You're on our side. She's
Yeah.
working for us. That's what you're looking for.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Sherman. Well, Shannon, as I stand here in awe watching this Junkanoo parade, we have come to that time. But I just want to say one of the most important ways we can motivate our inner circle is by recognizing and rewarding their achievements. And as principals, you can also set small and achievable goals to motivate the team during the academic year. This is the end of our question and answer sessions. And I hope you have enjoyed this tour of Bahamian symbols and culture. Stay tuned next week, okay, for some exciting stuff. When our guest speaker will be Mrs. Clevette Gibson, who will be presenting on the topic, motivating and mentoring staff, a journey, not a destination. Before you leave, remember to fill out the evaluation forms, and you will find the link in the chat. And I'm just gonna ask Shannon now, you have any closing thoughts, Shannon?
Yes, thank you, Andrew, so much for entertaining us with your tour of our Bahamian culture, symbols, sites, and for being an excellent co-host. We just want to take this time to welcome Guyana, Mrs. Black from Guyana, who's joining us for the first time. Welcome, Mrs. Black. Welcome the team from Guyana. It was a great addition, Andrew. You're taking us through the Bahamian culture to tonight's exciting breakout rooms, a presidential thought, a moment of movement, and presentation by Ms. Sherman. Good night, everyone, and thank you for attending and participating in tonight's session. We look forward to seeing you next week, and please don't forget to complete the evaluation form. Thank you so much, and have a great evening. Good night.